Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel, and so today I'm going to talk about not female custodies. I am going to talk about Games Workshop and actually a lot of things in general. But kind of going to have to focus on Games Workshop here because they are kind of a catalyst of this conversation. And as always, leave your discussions and comments down below. I do like reading them and I do try to reply to all of them as always. And so, basically, the problem with female custodies isn't what everyone thinks it is. It's not it being woke. It's not that they don't fit the law. It's not, these sexist, misogynistic fanboys. It's none of that. It shows that Games Workshop and the Black Library are losing control of their IP. That is a big issue. If Amazon could seriously just say to them that you are doing this, you're changing your law to fit us, a third party. And no, third parties should never have any form of control on your law. If you license your IP out, if you say, right, we're letting you use our intellectual property, they get the say on how it is. You do not get the say. You do not get to change it to fit you. You have licensed that property, you stick to what their original creators say. Always. There's no change in that. Okay? And the thing is, seeing that Games Workshop is losing this control of their IP to Amazon, which means Amazon can start making more demands, and such as female Space Marines will eventually become a thing because we've now got a third party getting involved with Games Workshop's IP who have had nothing to do with them ever, is a very slippery road, a very slippery hill. It's downhill from here. It's not going to go any better. And it's nothing to do with the DEI or, the woke or the toxic fanboys or the chuds or the tourists or anything like that. That is a symptom of the problem, not the problem. Because the problem, like I said, is that a third party is now getting involved into the law. They are making changes to the law without knowing the law. And that's it. I mean, we have seen this many, many times when a third party buys out a company or licenses out and starts making demands of change on the law. We've seen this so many times that it should have been the first red flag when they said, yeah, Amazon made the demands. That should have been the first red flag. And then you go, hold on, maybe it's not about politics anymore. Maybe it's about Games Workshop not being able to control what they create. And that's it. Like I said, we've seen it before. We have seen it before. We saw it with Disney and Star Wars. When Disney bought out Star Wars, Star Wars started going downhill. We started seeing more like kiddie stuff, like really kiddie stuff that didn't really fit the narrative at all. We went from things by Michael Stackpole and Timothy Zahn and Kevin J. Anderson and Aaron Alston. We've seen the universe they had created through Star Wars. We've seen it good. We've seen it well. And same with the Aliens and Predator. We've seen an expanded universe go really well with the Dark Horse comics, and of course books by S. Perry, because there's two, by the way, and they're father and daughter, by the way. And it's quite interesting what there is. So it's really hard to tell which one wrote which, by the way. If you read these Predator and Alien books, it's really hard to tell who wrote which book. They are so well written books. But, like I said, we've seen it before. We've seen it with DC and Warner Brothers. And we're going to see it again and again. When a company buys out a creative group and they are using it, basically they're buying a franchise, such as Star Wars. Star Wars shouldn't be considered a franchise. It should be considered a creative product and should be left in the hands of creative people and not marketing or merchandising. That's what they should focus on. And yes, I do know that George Lucas sold the rights but kept the merchandising rights, which is clever. But the actual story and films, that shouldn't have been sold as a product. The merchandise, like the toys, the video games, the t-shirts, yeah, that could have been sold as a product. But the films itself, no, they shouldn't have been sold off. Same with Marvel and Disney as well. We've seen that go downhill since they took over. But to be fair to Disney right now, Marvel comics have been going downhill for a long time. At least since Secret Invasion, in my opinion. Secret Invasion is not good. I know someone's going to say it's good, but it's not good. Fear itself was awful. A vs X was awful. And honestly, since then, it's not been really good. But this does mean that people are starting to trying to find someone to blame on a product that they've enjoyed for so long as well. And companies will glom onto this so hard. Don't forget, these same companies own big media as well. I'm not saying this as some conspiracy theorist. You can literally look it up. That these companies also own like news outlets, websites. They pay people, and if they see something that can help promote their product, whether negatively or positively, because never forget, bad publicity is good publicity. All bad publicity is good publicity. And they get it out there, and if they can inflame a war, or if they can inflame people to start shouting and talking about their product, it's going to get more people on it, more people seeing it, and more eyes, and more people go out and buy it, either out of spite, or they go, oh, this looks good, and don't really read the article, or read what people are saying. And the thing is, this is what I've been trying to say, and for so long now, and it's something that I think is important, that this does lead to degrading quality of a product, and now people are finding people to blame, but they're not blaming the right people. I said it last time when I talked about quality. People aren't blaming the right people. We're not blaming, the author for writing badly, because that would be why it's bad. Politics aside, it's going to be bad because the writer isn't doing their job right. That's where it is. It's the same with films. And I was looking at Furiosa. Furiosa is getting called woke and all that nonsense right now. I haven't seen it, by the way. I'm just going to say that now. I haven't seen it. I'm not going to pass judgment on it. I'm not going to make any comment about the quality of it. I'm just seeing what I've been seeing people talk about. Yet the people I actually trust, friends of mine, have seen it, and they said it's good. They've said they've enjoyed it. So I'm going to take their criticisms and go, oh, it's good. That's good. I might go and watch it now. But then I also know who the director is and what he's made. And George Miller has made some cracking films. He has written some really good films. He was part of the writing team for Mad Max. He was also part of the writing team, though uncredited, for Mad Max 2. The one that everyone regards as the best Mad Max. Though I disagree, I still prefer Mad Max 1. That's my favourite. And he wasn't on Mad Max 3, by the way. Just so you know. He didn't have anything to do with writing on Mad Max 3. Well, I can see. I might be wrong. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it does show you that if you go on the quality of George Miller's work with the Mad Max series, you'll see that he's actually got a very good background and he's done some very good work. That should be more than enough for you to go out and watch the film, knowing that the people in charge of it are well known for making quality products. And like I said, if you read books or any book and you see an author that you particularly like, you're going to continue buying that author. And honestly, I'm just going to start repeating myself at this point. But yeah, the biggest problem isn't that Games Workshop's going woke. The biggest problem is that they're losing their IP to Amazon. They're losing control of it. That's the biggest issue. And when people who maintain control of their original ideas, like George Miller and Mad Max, he's worked on all of them now. But he's written he's worked on 4 of them. He's written 3 of them. And can you guess which 2 he didn't write? Yes. It's Mad Max Reboot. He didn't write that one. He produced that film, though, by the way. And he didn't write or work on Mad Max 3. So, yeah. So, the fact that it's back in the creator's hands should be a good sign. But, like I said, when a third party comes in and starts taking control, that's when issues arise. We see it all the time. It's never been political. It's just people throwing their political point in there for clout, for clicks and likes and all that nonsense. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one, and I hope you have a good day. If you wish to save some money on some war games, that is down below with Wayland Games, and you get free delivery after £20. There is also Forbidden Planets if it's about movies, so movie stuff, comics, DVDs, toys, all that really cool geeky stuff. There's my merchandise, t-shirts, cups, notebooks, stickers, my comic as well, that's down below. And there's a Skyforge, never forget Skyforge because he's a good guy, give that guy a click. And finally, there is Patreon, because business. Bye bye.